Ontario party leaders will be hitting the campaign trails today as the snap winter election begins, more than a year before the next fixed election date. Simone Gavros joins us with what to expect on day one. Hey, Simone.
Hey, Kelly. Well, the official date for this very rare winter election is coming up on February 27th, and the news of this election came as a shock to many people in Hamilton. Some people say that they were aware of a possible federal election coming up in the spring, but many people say that they did not know about this confirmed provincial election coming up next month. Here's a little bit more about what people had to say about what they're expecting to see coming up in February.
I have mixed feelings that I think that Ford would be the best person to deal with Trump. So I think that he would be the best person to get in right now.
Well, I don't think we really need one, because I think Ford's doing a good job with what he's doing.
Overall, I guess it's okay. It'll be a sure of Doug Ford to have a longer mandate to match Trump, so for that reason, I think that's probably a good idea.
Ford says that he needs a new mandate to deal with 4 years of Donald Trump and the threat to impose 25% tariffs on Canadian goods. That's expected to come into play as early as Saturday. Ford says his cabinet discussed an economic action plan, which will be shared throughout the election campaign into next month. Now, Ford took to X yesterday afternoon saying, quote, "Responding to this challenge will demand extraordinary action, the need to invest tens of billions of dollars in unplanned spending, and tough choices about making Ontario's economy the most competitive place to invest, create jobs, and do business." Opposition party leaders maintained that an early election is unnecessary and would be expensive. They say Ford is trying to capitalize on good polling numbers, which currently show he has a considerable lead over the Liberals with 42%, according to the latest 338 Canada data. Former Liberal MP Adam Vaughan says it's been no secret that Ford has wanted an election all along, and now he's trying to find reasons to justify it.
History shows that when you call elections to protect your interests rather than simply to execute democratic renewal, there's blowback. You know, David Peterson found out the hard way. It's how we ended up with Bob Rae as premier and NDP governor at Queen's Park. And you could argue that Justin Trudeau did the same thing coming out of COVID. He thought the polls were strong. He thought it'd be a good time to get a new mandate, and bingo, he got delivered another minority government. So the electorate is fickle. We all take our role, seriously in elections to vote and to pay attention. But when we feel like we're being gamed as voters, there's a bit of a pushback, and I think you're starting to see that in the polls a little bit.
Now, the campaign kicks off this morning. Ontario leaders are going to be in Windsor, Toronto, and Barrie, kicking off their campaign and starting that countdown to Election Day on February 27th.